The most powerful emotions are those which drive us: fear, love, and happiness, as well as their counterparts, comfort, hate, and sadness. When we lack these, we fall into nihilism, because emotions give life its color, and one of the most vibrant ones is love. Today I will discuss romantic love in movies, because who doesn't want a movie romance? You know, the dramatic, tragic, all-consuming love that shifts our expectations. And why doesn't our love feel like it does in the movies? In film, love defies life. A film is always focused, and when its focus is love, it completely consumes the life of the characters. Love can feel like that in our world, but it fluctuates. Love is simply a part of our life. It's not constantly all-consuming, because mundanities and obligations can get in the way. In film, even when life poses a threat to disrupt love, the love overrides, even when two characters are forced apart. In Portrait of a Lady on Fire, their physical love cannot be lived out due to social context, but their love is beyond life. It exists in an invisible, ethereal cloud above them both, in silence, in breath, and in thought, because love defies life in film. And of course, we can't ignore the medium of film and how that defines the world of love. Films are worlds of details. The pace, the sound design, the mise-en-scène, everything is designed with intention, purpose, which affects the audience subtly and subconsciously. In Portrait of a Lady on Fire, the bareness of the mise-en-scène and the sound design creates this intense intimacy between us and the characters. The sound of touch, of breath, it's almost that you could hear them blink. And in these bare rooms, there's nothing to distract us from the amorosity blooming between them. We experience the love as though they're the only two people in existence, discovering the little details that make them unique and define love itself. I'd argue that our most intimate moments in real love are the ones that are quiet. The sound of someone's breath, the warmth of presence and shared silences, the sensory elements. However, now I feel that our love is dominated by a novel force of late-stage capitalism, and that is technology. What does love look like today? You meet on a dating app. You know they're talking to at least 3 other people, actively comparing you to the others. You wait to call, you wait to text, you play the games. Not because you want to, but because you have to. And the possibility of ghosting is a ubiquitous fear enough to prevent any sort of commitment from developing. And I think texting removes aspects of chemistry that birth relationships. The physical presence of a person, the experience of meeting one's gaze, trying to read their thoughts, when everything else in your life just disappears for a moment. Through texting, we remove those layers of profound depth and intimacy, replaced by this fallacious sense of confidence, and chemistry becomes a performative game of habit and skill, not feeling. Furthermore, everything becomes artificial in this dystopian era of love. It's fleeting, commodified, and contributing to our existential loneliness. And with the presence of social media, we're always comparing our romances to others, the seemingly perfect relationships that are one swipe away. We're constantly striving for perfection. And love feels so accessible, which paradoxically makes it so incredibly distant. We begin to desire love itself instead of a person. In movies, we get to watch it play out. The gaze, the silences, the comfortable discomfort, the chemistry. This feeling is addictive and we can't get enough of it, so we desperately turn to digital dopamine, constructing these dystopian illusions that we live in. Films often have the element of tragic love. Love that cannot be lived out yet always exists within the characters. The struggle is never love itself, but their circumstances. The love is simple, it's not a question of feeling. With the illusion of endless options, many are always asking themselves, are you sure? Is there someone better? But that may just be our constant state of being, striving for a better job, a better house, a better love. But in movies, love is never a question. It's the situation that is the tragedy. There's also the element of overcoming something. For us, there's often nothing secretive or forbidden, and love can feel richer when we feel like we're overcoming something together, because it forces us to be a team. In film, the element of sacrifice is always there. If they don't end up together, the characters sacrifice their happiness for love, for their love will always exist within. And due to the medium of film, there must be conflict, and so it's painful. They build up this perfect love, and contrasted with the tragedy of love that cannot be, and it can make one's own love feel a bit dull. We're too scared of consequences and of sacrifices to feel this intense. Perhaps we protect ourselves. And again, in film, love always defies life, and their love is never boring. But our love isn't usually boring either. We go through periods where love feels all-encompassing and periods where love is harder. But there are films about these parts as well, like Ingmar Bergman's Scener från ett äktenskap. But again, I want to focus on the movie Love, Many Desire. And I'm not being pessimistic about love. I'm in love and I've been in love. This is simply an explanation to why love and anything in the movies feels different. It isn't real, it's a snapshot of a moment. But that doesn't mean that love can't feel as intense or as exciting, because it does in its moments. And we can make our love a little more like the movies, perhaps with eliminating the reliance of a phone, and letting love come when it's supposed to without the expectation of perfection, because there is beauty in imperfection. But do you desire movie love, and have you ever been in love?